Hey! So in 2015, Netflix released the first of many Marvel TV shows to be set kinda sorta within the MCU, but never actually interact with any of the larger characters from the movies.
The city was saved, but I was there. I saw what really happened. I saw my mother crushed to death under a building.
So go after the big green guy at the flag waver. I wasn't even there.
I loved Daredevil. The plot, the characters, the cinematography, and the brutal fight scenes made it arguably the best thing to come out of the whole Netflix experiment. But then in 2018, it was just over, and we didn't know if we'd ever see Daredevil again. But between then and now, Disney debuted a little streaming service called Disney Plus. And suddenly the TV shows were back. WandaVision, Loki, Moon Knight, What If? It was pretty crazy. And then in 2022, at a convention, it was officially revealed that Disney Plus would be bringing back the entire cast of Daredevil for a full-on continuation of the Netflix show, called Daredevil Born Again. Which brings us up to date. It's March 2025, and the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again are officially out. And I think it's about time I review them.
Beating you up because you ain't done a damn thing about it. I don't think you came here for my help. I think you want my permission, right? You want to get your hands on somebody, you want to hurt them.
Alright, so episode 1 has been kind of hotly debated, and I don't want to beat around the bush. I just want to jump right in to the big thing. In the first 10 minutes, Foggy Nelson dies. Now, if you don't know about the characters in Daredevil, I don't really know why you're watching this video, but just in case, Foggy is Matt Murdock's best friend. They've been practicing law together forever, and he's also kind of the heart and the soul, almost the moral compass of the whole show and their friend group. But due to ramifications of stuff that happened in the final season of Netflix's Daredevil, this character named Bullseye comes in and murders Foggy in the street. And listen, people are mad about this, but I think it was a really bold and brave decision to do this, and I'll explain why in a minute. It leads right into this incredible fight sequence of Matt chasing Bullseye through this building, up the stairs, and to the roof. All the while, Bullseye is just flinging knives and sharp objects at any passerby he can see, and Daredevil's on his ass trying to take him down the whole way. And the entire time, he's listening to Foggy dying out front. Karen is with him trying to stop the bleeding, but Matt can hear Foggy's heart slowing the entire time he's doing this fight. And I think it's just an incredible sequence. All leading up to them getting on the roof, Matt finally hearing Foggy's heart stop and Karen cry out. And he drops Bullseye off the roof. Just no care left, no remorse. At this point, Bullseye has murdered his best friend in cold blood, and Matt is over that line, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you right back. And then, to top it off, he throws his mask off the roof as well, deciding in that moment that he can't do this anymore, because being a vigilante has officially gotten someone he loves killed. And that was kind of always the line for him. That's why he never wanted to tell anybody. That's why it was so hard when Foggy finally found out that Matt was Daredevil. And I just think this is a beautiful opening. As sad as it is that Foggy died, this was such an impactful way to start this new series. And then we cut to 1 year later, and for me, the episode kind of starts to fall off a bit. We see Matt hasn't been doing any daredeviling. He's working at this new practice with this woman, and he's just depressed. We also get to catch up with Kingpin, and we see he's really trying to focus on his mayoral duties, while his wife is just trying to keep the crime underworld together. He doesn't want anything to do with it anymore, similar to how Matt doesn't want to be Daredevil anymore. As we kind of go back and forth and learn stuff about what Matt and Kingpin have been up to on their own, it kind of all culminates in this really good sequence of them meeting at a diner together and just having this great back and forth that just brings you right back to the Netflix Daredevil era and just how well written those conversations were. I mean, anytime Matt talked to, Punisher or Kingpin, like any of those Daredevil to villain conversations are always so well written, and this is one of the best. They're kind of both beating around the bush, trying to decide if the other one actually has put the past behind them, trying to see, oh, are you still doing Kingpin stuff? Are you still doing Daredevil stuff? And just it's so good. I love this first episode. The middle section of this episode is a little boring, but it's just these standout moments that really elevate it for me. And I think they do a lot of work to set up everything that's going to happen in this new series, and set up that stuff is different, stuff is darker, Matt's in a bad spot. And I think overall, it's good table dressing for the series. Certainly not going to be one of the best episodes, but it's a good setup for everything to come. If I had to give it a number rating, I'd say Heaven's Half Hour is probably like a 6 out of 10. And I only even put it that low because I know that this show is going to get better from here. So with that out of the way, let's move in to episode 2. So episode 2 starts out with this pretty interesting fight that is actually going to have a lot of ramifications on the series moving forward. We meet this guy named Hector Ayala, and he sees a fight going on in the subway. So he tries to jump in to break it up, and he ends up pushing one of the dudes in front of the subway train by accident, just splattering him everywhere. So this episode kind of goes over the fallout of that event we just witnessed, and kind of shows us Matt and Kingpin's, perspectives of dealing with this from a lawyer side and the mayor's side. Little editor's note here, I completely forgot to mention that Hector Ayala is the White Tiger. Daredevil finds that out in this episode, okay? So I don't really know much about the White Tiger as a character, so I didn't really care, to be honest. But now you guys know, Hector's the White Tiger. Thank you. Back to the video. Interestingly enough, Matt actually never suits up or is Daredevil in this episode, which makes sense because we know he's quit right now. But a lot of people were, mad about that, and I think it's weird because if you like Daredevil as a character, you have to accept that his alter ego is a lawyer and he's gonna be doing lawyer stuff sometimes. And I really liked seeing it. He's in the courtroom fighting for Hector, trying to get his case the best he can. And the cops are not making it easy because Hector killed a fellow cop. And from Kingpin's side, we're seeing him cover the optics, see the name of the episode, of this situation. A cop has died on his watch as mayor, and Kingpin's trying to deal with the fallout of that within the legal system without actually sending his criminal underworld goons to deal with it. But of course, his response is just put more pressure on vigilantes because that's what he ran his whole campaign on. Anyway, this episode ends off in a really awesome fight scene that I love, where Matt has come to protect Hector from any guys that might try to off him, and guys try to off him for sure. They bust in, but Hector's already gotten out. Daredevil goes hand to hand with him, just in his normal outfit. It's pretty sick. And this was really epic. Matt actually notices that the guys he's fighting have Punisher tattoos, which is really awesome because I love Punisher. They've confirmed that John Bernthal's coming back to play him. I mean, he's in a lot of the trailers, so I'm just super excited to see this little thing. And I actually know from the comics that Punisher doesn't take it too well when other people try to use his logo in their own way. So I'm pretty excited for him to find out about these guys doing this. This episode was pretty good. Still a lot of setting up being done, but I think they actually accomplished more in this one one than the first one, and I really like the fight scene at the beginning and end. I like all the Matt and Court stuff, so I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. I think it's definitely a little better than the premiere. Alright guys, well that is Daredevil Born Again episodes 1 and 2 in the bag. If you liked me reviewing these, let me know in the comments, give the video some likes, and maybe I'll keep going and follow along with the season. Maybe we can do 2 at a time, so the next video could be reviewing episode 3 and 4, possibly. Just let me know if you want that, and I will keep going, because I love Daredevil. I could talk about it forever. And that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching.